Good evening. Welcome to Injustice Investigations. I'm your host, Al Scott. We were trying to get some information put up. That's why I was looking at the screen. Let me know if you all can hear me uh, clearly and tonight before we get started, please. James Hudson, salute right back to you. Love you big time. Carolyn, good evening to you. Phyllis DeHart, good evening to you as well. And A. Miller's in the house. And Gary was here at 10:55 a.m. I guess he's still somewhere in the building. So you all can hear me clear, right? Just want somebody to say yes before we get started. Okay, thank you, Holy Black. Someone said something. I'm gonna put something up that A. Miller said about uh, uh, Smollett's grandmother. If y'all can see it on the screen here. She says Smollett ought to be shamed having his 92-year-old grandmother come on the stand and uh, and lie with a fake story. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about that tonight as well. Sandy, good evening to you. Good evening. Good evening. Okay. We all know now that Smollett has learned his fate. Uh, he was found guilty on uh, 5 counts. I think he had 6, but he's only found guilty on 5 of them. Um, and before the judge sentenced him, it the lecture he gave him probably lasts for about almost 15, 20 minutes. But I was in total agreement with everything that he was saying. Saints fan is in the house. What's the verdict on old Juicy? Old Juicy was sentenced to 30 months felony probation, 150 days in the Cook County Jail, and he is now in custody. Um, they were trying to get the 150 days suspended. The judge said something to the degree I'm absolutely not in favor of that and sent him on his way. Um, I want to, if I can find it, I want to read something to you all that happened in 2019, and this is when uh, Juicy did what he did. Okay, see, okay. According to FBI 2019 hate crime statistics, 15,588 law enforcement agencies submitted 2019 hate crimes data. The report said that there were 7,314 hate crime incidents involving 8,559 offenses. Hate crimes are serious, and to report a hate crime that never happened is criminal. I wrote that myself. Um, I have no pity uh, for Juicy. I don't. I have no pity for him because hate crimes in this country in 2019 were on the rise. I mean, it was hate everywhere, and to lie about a hate crime that's serious. What if two white men just happen to have been walking in that area, mega hats? They would have arrested them, and they probably would have been convicted, and they would have been convicted on a lie. So what a lot of people are not understanding is that what he did, staging the event, that wasn't a crime. He didn't commit a crime then. He didn't. He staged it. That's his body. Whatever he wanted to do with it, that's him. That wasn't the crime. The crime was when he was repeatedly asked over and over by investigators what happened. And each time, Juicy lied. Each time he lied. When the police went to his house that night, you all have seen the video, he still had the rope around his neck that he alleges uh, the white men put around him and called him racial and homophobic names. In slavery, if you escaped from the plantation and if there was a rope around you or whatever it may be, the first thing you want to do was get it off. But when the police walked into his apartment, he still had the noose around his neck. That's super stupid. Why would you still have that? Why? It was super stupid. Even when the officer looked at him, he's like, I don't know why you got that. I'm thinking you still got that around your neck. Do he still gets the Phyllis says, does he still not get the great harm? Okay, I got you. He's done to victims. And you know what? That was part of the Judge Lynn's lecture. And he was talking about hate crimes. And a lot of people, they're hesitant about reporting a hate crime because a lot of times they won't be believed. And so you had someone, and I think I'm going to get it right. I think Dave Webb, the prosecutor, said there was over 3,000 police hours put into this. And on the 15th day is when they woke up and realized that a hate crime had not been committed. He lied. It's just as simple as that. Some very powerful, famous people wrote letters. NAACP, Rainbow Coalition, Jesse Jackson, Alfred Woodard sent in a letter, and all these people were praising him for the work that he's done. He's done some great work. He has, and he's given a lot of money to charities. But you can do a million good deeds and just do that one bad deed, and that would kill everything else. That was totally unnecessary to do. Well, they said he did it because he was unhappy with the pay with Empire. His attorney today said that was a lie. That wasn't why he did it. As a matter of fact, he didn't even do that. If anybody knows what it feels like to be hated and discriminated against in this country, it's Black people. We know how it feels. The letters that were being read were very touching letters. And I sent out a post on Facebook. Well, it must be two juices because the one that's in the courtroom can't be the one these people are talking about. Because we just don't. The judge even talked about how he showed no emotion. He had an opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to say, I lied. But he didn't. He thought he would get away with it. He had letters from the LGBT, Samuel Jackson and his wife wrote a letter. What we're missing is that he may be all those things, but somewhere down the line, something went wrong. He wanted some more attention. And I agree with the young lady who said he was wrong for bringing his 92-year-old mother in that courtroom to sit there and tell him lies. When she first sat down, about not even 2 minutes into her statement, I didn't like what she said to the reporter. Said, y'all didn't investigate this. Right. Y'all did it wrong. No, they investigated that thoroughly, diligently. They did. They got it right. You got it wrong if you think your grandson is innocent, because he's not. But there was absolutely no need for her to get up there and scold reporters because her grandson is super stupid. He may be a wonderful actor, but he sucks at directing. That was unnecessary. What she said, I don't give a damn if she was 192. Sandy Moon says, put it up on the screen for you real quick. He got what he wanted, attention. And that's what he wanted. And that's what the judge said. That's what he wanted. And so he got it. But you know what? It's up to you how you address any situation. Especially when things are going somewhat bad for you. However you feel is best to handle it. That's your prerogative to do that. But here's what you don't have. Once you have done something and it is criminal, you don't have the ability to decide your consequences, what you will pay. That's not in your hands anymore. So I think still he got away. He got away. When you say, well, he shouldn't be in jail because he's a celebrity, blase. Okay, but watch this here. He might be a damn celebrity, but if he commits a crime, he has to be treated as such and sent where they take people that commit crimes. His character witnesses was talking about him that they know. They don't know Jussie. They don't know Jussie that was out 2 a.m. in the morning. They don't know him. They can't see that. Grandma can't see that. That's a good little boy. Patricia, good evening to you. Love you big time. And so sometimes you can't see what you don't want to see. And a lot of times people have a tendency to believe their family member. Oh, I know them. No. When you know them from a family perspective, but when they leave from your presence, you don't know them. There's another hat that they put on. This was totally unnecessary. They doused bleach on him. I mean, how convenient was it for the Mega Hat boys to be out at that particular time and see him and we know who you are? Don't make sense. It don't make sense because we all know that it didn't happen. The check said it didn't happen. $3,500. Sandy Moon said he's a big drama queen, screaming, "I'm not suicidal." As he's, oh, thank you. I saw that Moon when it popped up on the screen. I'm like, well, who in the hell is saying that? And then it said, this is what he's saying. He leaves while they're taking him in custody. He's screaming, "I'm not suicidal. I'm not suicidal." The court don't give a damn if you're suicidal. That's not going to change their mind from putting you inside of a jail cell. If you want to harm yourself, go. We know you'll do that. We know you'll do that. So if that's what you want to do it. But we can't just send people home because of wonderful letters from powerful people. We cannot. Do you know in 2019, hate in this country was so thick, you could cut it with a knife. That's how thick it was. Police officers every day out looking for the invisible people. Jussie had an opportunity, even in the courtroom, to say, "I lied." He had an opportunity to speak tonight. "I don't want to talk." You don't have to. Because even if he had spoke, I don't think it was going to make a difference. They kept talking, everybody, the media, other judges and attorneys kept talking about how fair Judge Lynn is. And I believe it. I mean, I saw it today for myself. He was fair. He was fair. But before he did it, he told him why he was doing what he was getting ready to do. He scolded him like he was his child, and he needed that. He needed that. He's going to spend 150 days in jail. And you know what? That little time there, if they want to let him do 60 days and send him home, so be it. So he still got off light. I didn't want him to get, the 3 years or the 15 they said he could have been given, but I wanted him to sit down for a while. Because if we don't sit you down, this is going to come up over and over again. You're going to continue. They came in rough. When they arrived at the courtroom, his bodyguards took a reporter, slammed the reporter to the ground. A. Miller says, Mr. Scott, do you think his, I'm in the wrong one. Is this right? Do you think his career is over? I don't think his career is over. I don't. But it is on hold for a while. I don't think it's over at all. He's a wonderful actor, good singer. But what he did was simple. He orchestrated this day. He alone orchestrated this day. We have to be careful what we do in life, because sometimes we're orchestrating our own stumbling blocks, our own troubles, even our own death. What really made a lot of people angry, and me, you had an opportunity to say, I did it. But he didn't. He lied in the courtroom. He didn't do it. You know why? Because the judge had him right. He's a narcissist. He wants things his way. He wants attention. If you wanted a bigger paycheck from Empire, that sure as hell wasn't the way to get it. That wasn't gonna get it. That was super stupid for you to even conjure that up in your head that we can do this. Tonight, he will lay his head on a pillow inside of a jail cell. Hate crimes are still being committed this day in this country. And a lot of them are being committed on people of color, by white people. For you to even think about doing that is evil. It's evil. It's evil. And I watched it from beginning to end. When all those letters were being read, I'm sitting down thinking, God, if this would be me, I would be so hurt because of the people that I know that know and respect me would send all these letters in to talk about how good I am. And what I'm thinking now is that I probably have lost their trust. I probably have lost them because they respected me. Respect is never given. Respect is earned. He had our undivided attention. So I don't think it was about the money. He just wanted some extra attention. And he got it. He got it. I have no pity for him. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. But we have to realize that I don't care who we are, how famous we are, how much money is in our bank account. You are not exempt from going to jail just because of your celebrity status. Doesn't mean we can't put you in jail. Patricia said that was a string, not a noose. I know, but they called it a noose, right? I know. But the most disturbing part about that is it's still around his neck. You at home. Would you like that or something? Take it off. Yeah, I'm gonna wait till the cops come so they can really see it. That would have been a red flag to me if I was a police officer. If you take, if I may, if you take a woman who's been raped, she runs out, whatever she has on, she wants it off of her. You know, she's got to take a shower because she's still feeling. She's got to get that off because that was bad for me. I don't want it on me. But he still had it around his neck. Just because you're a celebrity don't mean you're smart now. Because that was just some dumb shit he did. I mean, that was some serious shit that he did. I mean, and every time he spoke on it, he lied. When I first heard about it, you all remember, we went live on YouTube. And I was so pissed about what had happened to Jussie. But later that night, I just got to thinking about some things and what I had read after the show. And I had to come back, y'all probably remember, and apologize that I got it wrong. It's something ain't right about this here. Denise Harris said, he got what he deserved. Chicago is my city. When we have be in the city of Chicago, that means you need to be in the house. It's 2 digits below cold. It was. It was. It was. But he was that hungry. He had to go. He wanted some buns. So he left. He probably could have called, what is it? What's the place that delivers? Name one of them, somebody, you know, that would come out. And they would have bought him that. But that wasn't going to work because that's not the way he wanted it planned. He planned this. He planned it. You know, and so we must set an example for what has happened. We have to, if we want, and I'm sure y'all gonna feel me on this. If we want white people to be held accountable for the things that they do to us, then we cannot be hypocritical and say, well, you know, he was just going through some things. No, right is right and wrong is wrong. He did what he did. And now he's got to lay in it. He has to deal with it. But I don't think, what's that, Strawberry 32 says the coldest day of the year. And you got 2 white men walking down the street with mega hats on. I know you're that sissy from Empire. How you think about this here? If these white men got on mega hats, 9 times out of 10, these white men are what? Prejudiced. They're racist. Right? So now, you mean to tell me they would sit down and still watch your show? Hey, honey, you got to see what the nigga's doing now. He's dancing. No, they're not. Again, he's a good actor, but he sucks at directing. He cannot produce. That's not his field. That's not his field. And it was. I remember that it was cold. They talked about that. They talked about that. You know, a lot of people were angry. I think Mike Epps spoke out about it, and all these people were speaking out when it first happened in anger because this shouldn't be happening to this black man. You know, because he's black and he's gay. So you had some powerful people come out saying, y'all gonna find out who did it. And then they found out, well, our number one suspect is closer than you think. Well, Jussie did it to his damn self. He did. He did it. Sandy Moon says they're going to believe us next time something uh, really happens to us. And that's the thing. All right, we're coming. All right, but you make it hard for police officers to believe real victims when they come out because of what you did. And so, in every case that they come out on, no matter how small it is or how violent it was, they always have in the back of their mind what he did. And so they're looking for similarities into what you're telling them to see if you're doing the same thing that he did. Good evening. What's that, Miss Riley? How you doing this evening? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Love you big time. So that was a hell of a blow. Uh, for all of us, for all of us. It was a hell of a blow. And we got to find the bleach bottle, then find the hot sauce bottle. Just didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. Didn't make sense for him to go out that time of night without a bodyguard. It couldn't have been that serious, but it was. Uh, when that defense opened today, God, she talked and she talked and she talked, and I don't know how long she's been an attorney, but in the courtroom today, she sucked. And her and the judge went at it a couple of times, because she's telling him things that he said, no, I didn't say that. Her argument was extremely weak. It was just weak. It was extremely weak. So I mean, that right there probably made it worse for him, because I'm wondering if she's drunk or if she's new, because she's not making any earthly sense. So the goal this morning, number one, is to ask for Jussie's conviction to be dismissed. Well, after talking 2 hours or however long it was, the judge simply said, we're not going to dismiss it. We're not going to give him a new trial. He had a fair trial. He did. But since you want to talk about fair, was it fair what he did? Let's talk about fair. Come on. Come on now. Fair. He had a fair trial. He did. The only thing about that is that he's probably done other things in the past that you and I will never ever know about. Hate is a serious issue in the United States. It is nothing. It is nothing to play with. It's not. It's not. We had a girl. We're gonna get out of here. 93 boy. She lived in Williamsboro, Louisiana. I forget what year it happened, but when I was on Blog Talk Radio, we tried to interview her. She wouldn't do it. CNN tried. I remember that. A lot of major networks came down to try to interview her. She said no. Here's what happened. Black girl, Shamika Moffett. That's her name, Shamika Moffett. She said that she had been attacked by the KKK and they set her on fire. So when they're showing the scene in the burnt spot in the car, and I'm like, I don't know a lot about forensics and stuff, but I know living like, well, that's not right. If that had happened, it's almost like she just stood still. And then she said that they wrote on the windshield of her car, KKK. Ku Klux Klan, they do that. But here's what they don't do. They're hateful people, but they're professionals. They wouldn't have written the letters KKK on her windshield with toothpaste. That was another red sign. When her mama spoke to the media, I always watch the body language. Body language tells you more than the mouth will ever say or want to say. In my mind, I'm going, looking at the mother. The mother is thinking, I hope my child didn't do this to herself. I thought that. Somebody called one of the groups. Come on, got to hear that. We got to get up here and talk to her because the KKK. I said, wait, no. I'm not going to go up there. We only heard her version of what happened. Something tells me this ain't right. Something's not right about this here. What I thought was that she had been burned. She has a boyfriend, and the boyfriend did it. But she's so super stupid and in love with him that she will put it on Jesus before she put it on him. Because regardless of what he did, she was going to be back with him. Well, I was wrong. About 2 days later, the chief comes on. Let me get a little drink of Coca-Cola tonight. Winsboro, Louisiana, he announced that Shamika Moffett was in the hospital. Upon her release, she will be taken into custody because she set her own damn self on fire. I just can't believe it. So, well, you don't want to be too hard on Miss Guy because she's got a problem. Yes, she has a problem. It's lying. She did it to herself. Now, what if, and KKK is known for down there, if some KKK members were passing by at the time the alleged incident occurred? There you go, right there. They did it. They would take them into custody. Interrogate them 13, 15 hours straight, trying to break them down. If she had died in the hospital, they would have tried them in a court, convicted them, and they probably would have died in prison on a lie. I know people that shoot themselves, take an overdose of medicine, jump off into a lake. This is the first time I ever heard of somebody setting their own self on fire. There's not a pill on a shot on planet Earth that can help you. I mean, that goes past super stupid. It does. It does. A. Miller says, that's crazy. Tammy Always 100 is in the house. She says, what? Yes. Yeah, he did. Tammy says he stood up and said that he is not suicidal. Oh, who the hell actually were you suicidal, Jussie? But suicidal or not, that will not stop them from placing you inside of that damn jail cell. You're going here tonight. You will not walk back out of this courtroom a free man tonight. No. He should be given an extra 5 days for having his grandmother come up there and lie. And get on the report. Y'all didn't do y'all job. No, your grandson didn't do his job when he thought about this here. He busted himself. All the letters that came in. Some are still coming in today. And they read a lot of them. But what the people don't know is that the one they're talking about, the Jussie that they know, the Jussie that they respect, the Jussie that they look up to, wasn't in the courtroom. He wasn't on trial. That's the good one. The criminal was there. So everything that they were saying on paper didn't have a damn thing to do with the defendant because that wasn't him. You get my point? They know one side of it, but there's another side, the dark side. The dark side. The dark side. Somebody could have went to prison on bullshit. They could have. They could have. Somebody could have seriously gotten hurt. Do you know it could have been an all-out war in the middle of the streets because of this young man allegedly being attacked by mega. Come on now. Come on. You can't. That's just being self-centered. You're just thinking about your damn self. So he wanted some extra attention. He got it. He got it. But he somewhat destroyed himself in the process of doing that. And there were so many people, if you didn't watch it, go back and watch it, that wrote nice letters about it. Some of them almost made you cry. And they kept talking about how much he gives to charities. And that's wonderful, but that's not what he's on trial for. More black men go to prison than white. Okay, we don't need to know that. We know that. You don't have to say we know that. You don't have to kill us that. You have to look at this here. You can't place Jussie above every other black person that's gay because he's a celebrity and be extremely lenient to him because he's a celebrity. He gets treated just like anybody else. If you want to be free, then you show signs that you want to be free. You have all these people speaking up on your behalf. It didn't mean a damn thing. It didn't mean a damn thing. It didn't. It didn't. So, who is that? Miss Moon says, so much could have gone wrong in this case, all because he wanted attention. Innocent people could have gone to jail. You just preached. And so we have to look at it that way. What if? She's absolutely right. What if? When we're out doing evil deeds and stuff, we have to think about not only the consequences that we could face, but the consequences that other people could face because of our diabolical thoughts. He's where he needs to be. Be it the Lord willing, I think tomorrow, Wednesday, today? Thursday. Okay, yeah. We may come back tomorrow night. We have been extremely busy there. As always, I appreciate you all turning into our live broadcast. Again, I have no sympathy for Jussie. You know, he orchestrated this, so you can't get mad at other people when they get upset with you because of your actions. And then you're coming in with all your bodyguards, your entourage, and you like this here, and you got your bodyguards taking people's cameras and throwing reporters on the floor. And that right there shows you who he is. He don't give a damn. Here's what a lot of people do, and we're gonna get out of here. Whatever they think about, they do. Whatever they think about, they do. But here's what they should do. Think about what you're thinking about before you do what you're thinking about. Sit down and add up the costs. I'm going to say it again. Think about what you're thinking about. Don't just go and run and do what you're thinking about. Because there are some things that cannot be undone. It's hard for black men in this country to be respected. When you get one that's a celebrity, you should never, ever intentionally let the people down. And I don't know how some family members can come in court and lie for you. Melo, thank you as well. I love you big time. She says, thank you, Mr. Scott. I appreciate your show and opinion. Listen, before you leave, the opinion. I'm not always right, and you are not always wrong. When I tell you it's my opinion and it's not a fact, I have to do that because some people believe their opinion is a fact, and that's not true all the time. And so we should make sure that we're not trying to pass our opinion off as fact. You know, we can get into a lot of trouble that way. I am Chicago born and raised, and our police are not that. Patricia says, I'm a Chicago born, raised, and our police are not that stupid. No, I don't think that that's stupid, but he had them hot. He had them hot. There was a lot of wasted manpower. Trying to track down 2 invisible mega hat millions. I believe, and we're gonna go, if he had eventually told the truth, we probably wouldn't have gotten to this thing. He still would have had to pay the penalty, but it didn't have to go this far because, again, now we're back to spending more money just to prosecute this dude. Tammy says, yeah, he did. He made him mad. He did. They were pissed, and it had every right to be. I mean, anything could have went wrong. And that was the year when hatred, white supremacist group, racism, and Karens and Kens were on the rise. And you come. But here's what it kind of small, because this was the perfect opportunity to push this bullshit. You know, with the mega hat boys, you're black and you gay. And every day we're seeing some race issues play out, some in real time. This is the perfect time to commit this crime right now. And it's so much going on. They ain't gonna really dig. They're gonna believe me because I'm juicy. Well, juicy, you're sour. It's all over. I'm Al Scott with Injustice Investigations. Love you big time. Remember, I'm not always right and you are not always wrong. Somebody send me some money tonight, right there. I love y'all. Y'all have a good evening.